But yeah, so I was calling in New Jersey and got a hold of this guy. He's a doctor type of person. And he says, yeah, I take care of it all myself. You know, it's pretty much under wraps. And I said, well, what if my boss came out and said, hey, how's it going? Let me take care of your stuff for you. And he was like, oh, yeah, you can swing by. So only about 3 users, but that's kind of the size for a lot of dental offices. So got that one in the books.
Pretty good one for my client up in Idaho. Sent out an email to a school district. I hadn't heard from their CIO after he took over for another gentleman, and so I was just going to call him back in February. You know, I hadn't really heard anything from him, so I sent him one last email, and he ended up getting the email, clicking through, checking us out, and then he gave me a call. He said that their school district is looking to make some changes. Their current provider is dropping their data and cloud services as well as their voice over IP contract mid-summer. And so they've got right around 130 computers and voice lines that they need set up, as well as, you know, right around 30 servers as well that they need to be hosted, housed, and then potentially migrated to the cloud. So they're planning some big things for the summertime, and they chose Moat IT. So it's going to be a good meeting set up for tomorrow, and hopefully we get a big one.
Let's go, baby! This is for my Hawaii client. I have been calling on this one for several months now. They had to get together with their corporate. They're looking for hardware support. They said software support's really easy to get because they can do a lot of it remotely, but for hardware they need someone to physically be there. And we're literally 6 minutes up the street from them. So we're going to start with a Zoom call and then hopefully have Mike go out there at some point and see their needs and see how we can help them out.
All right, so that's the first one for my first of the month and first one for dialing out in New York City. It's a company out there with a VP who is taking some quotes right now for some testing they're doing. And started asking questions and basically just wanted to know what our bid would be like. So I set them up with a phone call next week on Friday with Michael to go over basically what that would look like. And I mean, he said they're open to working with vendors right now too, so maybe we can get them to go that way. It is for they have 280 employees, so pretty big one out there, and it just feels good to kind of get on the board, especially in New York City, where they're like to talk fast and make sure you know what you're doing. So, but good to get on the board first, at least.
So basically, I just called this guy. I was actually calling Connecticut, but he asked me, did we make calls in New York too? So I'm not really sure how his business is set up, but had a really good conversation. Went over our pricing structure, what to expect, picking a rep for us. Because he has an inside sales guy right now, but I asked him if he was open to lead gen. He's done it in the past, and it didn't work out too good. And I asked him, was that option still on the table for him? He was like, he would look into it, possibly, and then he started asking me questions about what it is that we do. And yeah, talk to me. Want to, make it happen. Oh, I thought I did that this morning. Yeah, so Bridge. Yeah, I talked to this school in Kentucky actually. It was a Surface Pro account. They have like 2,700 students, 200 staff or something like that. But the reason it's probably going to be such a good deal is because the guy is actually looking to upgrade right now. They have desktops, and he's trying to get all of his staff away from that. And it's around time for him to actually either choose whether or not he's going to move to Surface Pros and docking stations or like upgrade the desktops. And he doesn't want to upgrade the desktops. So had a conversation with him, and yeah, it went pretty good. So I'm going to leave it up to Bridge to close that deal for me.
I called this county in Florida, and they were like, got about 1,000 iPads that we use, slowly growing in number. and they have a lot of iPad Pros with some iPad, like 8th and 9th gen. And so he was interested enough in receiving a keyboard, so go ahead and gonna send him over one. Get out of here. Gonna go ahead and send him over one. Shouldn't be too bad. About 1,000 people. With 1,000 iPads. I'm sure there's more people there.
It's for SDP here in St. Louis. I contacted the CIO with a financial services firm. They use DevOps as a service right now. They do have an offshore developer who's kind of contracted for them, and so I just caught him at the right time. He said that they're thinking about bringing the DevOps services back to the United States, and so he just started the process kind of shopping and vetting out other companies. He really liked the fact that we're local here in St. Louis. He liked the fact that they also do staff augmentation as well. You don't have to, sign a long-term agreement. It's just kind of like a light switch, on and off as he needs it. So they're talking tomorrow at 2:30, and he's already got work for him to do, so that should be a good one.
So the first one is a kind of a non-traditional one. It's more of a partnership. It's a company that does audio and visual technologies, and they run into a lot of times their clients say, oh, you work with technology, so you can handle IT, and they don't handle IT. So they need a partner in the IT field to work with. So we're gonna have Trevor go out there and talk to their president and operations manager and see what a partnership would look like for that. And then the other one I just called is a company that does staffing, and they do different types of, they actually do an IT staffing as part of their company, and they work with a company right now that's month to month. They have a server that needs to be renewed, or they need to move to the cloud, so they want to talk to other options and see what that would look like. So it's pretty good. I got like 2 in the last 20 minutes, so Trevor should be pretty happy now.
Yeah, I sent 2 for my client out in Bellingham, Washington. So my first 2 for him, because I just started dialing just a couple days back. 2 pretty good opportunities. One, small business with not a lot in place IT-wise, so they were looking for kind of a long-term partner to help them grow. And so that's exactly what we do. So I think that'll be a good fit. Other one, larger company with multiple locations. Spoke with the CIO. He's looking to meet our owner over there out in Bellingham. So both 2 good opportunities. I'm excited to get some more.
0. It was a guy that I talked to at the beginning of the year, and I had marked it as a lead weight. He said he wanted to meet several times, just call me back at this time, and for 11 months now, we've played this volleyball game. I've never been able to get him. Finally, I got him on the phone, and I just recapped, and he remembered me, which is always good, but then it was like, look, we still want to talk to you and show you what we could do. Nailed him into a time. He was like, yeah, maybe the week of the 22nd or whatever. Yeah, the 22nd. I was like, all right, well, we got some time at 11 o'clock on Monday. And he was like, yeah, that works. So it was kind of like enough time to staying in touch, and then just building that trust and relationship to where he knew who I was already, and then being like, look, we've never formally talked, but we want to still, can we? And he just said yes. So it's about 25 users. It's a mechanical contractor for an HVAC company. Got him. CEO with our CEO. So there's number 20.
What's going on, party people? Been a minute since I've been on the camera. Been behind the scenes these days, hiding in the trenches. Got a nice little appointment set up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Actually, a couple guys we called in Minnesota and Minneapolis. Changed location, so hey, we're changing with them, baby. So got a good meeting set up. Hopefully, lead to something good. Maybe a close client. So we'll see if that ends up happening. We can close some business, get some deals going, get some of that moolah over here at Arsenal, baby. But yeah, for now, over and out. We'll catch you guys on the flip.